Data presentation techniques. Textual presentation of data. One of the ways of presenting our data is through the form of words, sentences, and paragraphs. And it's usually used to convey information, especially if we want to explain results of a certain study and provide contextual information. It highlights the main points of the findings and only relays specific messages. Usually, it includes percentages, ratios, proportions, percent change, as well as the mean, median, standard deviation, coefficient of variation, and other summary statistics. In order for us to effectively present our data in a textual way, here are some guidelines to consider. First is, of course, to know the audience who will be reading either our report or the result of our study. Next is to use simple words. Thus, we should avoid decorative language, as well as bias, slanted, and emotional language. We should also refrain from sharing unnecessary details, since the audience might find it difficult to concentrate on the key points because of too much information. We should also not repeat the same point again and again, since it will ruin the purpose of a textual presentation. Also, our data presentation will be monotonous if there is a repetition of data findings. If possible, try to avoid long phrases, since the shorter the phrase, the better. We should also stay away from using filler words, since these only add up to unnecessary details in your data presentation. It is better to use numbers and percentages to describe and fulfill the aim of data presentation. Also, there's no need to put a period after a unit of measurement, except for inches, to differentiate it from the preposition of time. Number of digits of figures in the text should be consistent with the table and chart figure. In dealing with percentages, use the percent symbol for percentages expressed as numerals, while use the word percent for percentages expressed in words. Also, bear in mind never to begin a sentence with a number in the numeral form. Rather, express that number in words. Therefore, instead of writing this 59% here like this, we should write it like this one. 59 of the employees agreed with the new office rules. Before I proceed, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's okay to write a number in words followed by its numeral form? Let's see if it's correct. The next guideline in textual presentation is that only figures expressed in any currency can be written in words and its numeral in close and parentheses. For example, 3,445 pesos and 60 centavos. So here is an example of a textual presentation. Let me read. The National Capital Region recorded an average of 215 cases from December 23 to 29. The previous week's average was 79 cases. The reproduction number, or the average number of new cases stemming from an infected patient, also jumped from 0.51 to 1.47, which is considered critical. The reproduction number should be less than 1 to indicate a decreasing trend. On the positivity rate, the percentage of people testing positive among all those tested noted an increase from 0.69% to 3.86%. The average number of our RT-PCR tests conducted was 14,119, lower than 17,595 tests during the previous week. As for the average daily attack rate per 100,000 individuals, it increased from 0.56 per day to 1.52 per day. Source: Okta Research, December 29, 2021.